Go.
Okay, the first question is, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and how it all started.
So I am a fourth year student. I'm studying digital management at the University of Toronto. It's basically like business and tech program.
Okay.
So sort of getting into the marketing aspect of digital marketing and PR and whatnot. This business actually came off an idea in high school. So my friend and I, we used to do a lot of AV for a lot of concerts and a lot of plays and whatnot and in our high school.
Okay.
So we were like, hey, you know what? And even one day we had a welcome day for grade 9s. So we did AV for that. It went pretty well. So we're like, hey, let's try to make a business out of it. So the first time we were invited to do a prom party, we charged like $500 and we were like, okay, this was easy money.
Yeah, that's
right? But then after that, we were like, hey, let's actually start a business, create a brand, make a business out of it, pay for like everything, and pay for our own equipment, and make it legit. So we did. We officially started a business called Rag Guy Production. It was branded as a event planning sort of and providing AV services and DJ company. So it only started a year and a half, 2 years ago, basically. But honestly, it took off. We were lucky enough to get an investment of $12,000.
Oh wow!
From one of my friends' parents. This is a co-owned business, by the way. So it's a partnership. They gave us an investment of $12,000, and we bought equipment, and we were lucky enough to that the business took off, and we paid all the equipment off, and we're sitting in a pretty good place right now. And it's been 2 years so far. We mostly focus on providing, again, AV services and DJing services and that sort of stuff.
That's cool. That's actually really cool.
Gives you a little bit of idea of exactly what we do.
That's really cool. Okay, so the next question is, did you have any entrepreneur background, like before you started?
Background in the sense of what, like in terms of my services?
Your family, were they entrepreneurs, like anybody in your family, or?
Oh, not at all, actually. My dad's a lawyer, and my dad started his own, he started selling his own frames, he makes wooden frames,
okay.
Pictures and stuff, and they're pretty cool, so he started something with a side hobby, but that was mostly it, and then he stopped after a while. But my mom is a doctor, she works for a doctor's office. She's a nurse. So there's no entrepreneur-based anything in my family. So I was the first person to sort of venture into that thing.
It's cool. Okay, the last question I have for you. Sorry about that. What was the biggest challenge for you in the beginning?
I feel like the biggest challenge in the beginning, it is still now, is the time it takes to it's basically time management, because again, for both my friend and I, this is a part-time thing. We don't do it all the time. We have to make time out of our daily jobs that we have, because I am in digital marketing. I want to be in PR, public relations specifically, and my friend, he's an electrician. So those are both full-time jobs, obviously. But we try to make it as much time as we can. So I would have to say time management is a huge thing. But along with that, starting off the business, you really have to have a set of strategies in order to fully market yourself, put yourself out there, show who you are. And this is more so planning and sort of strategizing how you want to market to these, what kind of audience you want to market to, looking at actors, look at all the environments, for instance. Folks say that you have to focus on each environment, how much money you're investing, what kind of competitors you're setting out there, what makes you stand out as a business, right? Yeah. Is your demographic? Is there a specific demographic? Is your location the right location to start a business?
Yeah.
Those are the basic ones, but the top one, I would say, would be time management.
That is probably a big one, because you are still in university still too, so having your own business and being in school, that's hard. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's it for my 3 questions. So now my partner Vlada is going to ask you some.
So, from the terms that we provided earlier regarding being an entrepreneur, which one stood out the most and are most important to you?
Is this the list you provided?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so for me, I would have to say, so as an entrepreneur, I feel like leadership, having leadership is pretty important. But leadership sort of comes into play when you have employees,
Okay.
and that means when you have like 5 to 10 employees, and you actually have an office setting, right? But for a gig like this, for instance, for a more sort of a roadie, on the road always, setting up stuff. Leadership is needed. It's well valued, but I feel like you need to be a bit more innovative.
Okay.
I think that's another big one. You need to have everything thought out. So you have to have everything strategized. What kind of event? Let's say, for instance, you have an event coming up. So we have to plan out all logistics for it. So in order to make sure that we're very time efficient and we do everything on time because that's what we get paid for. You need to be ambitious. You need to be positive about things. Not everything might go your way, because there's tons of people who have the same business out there, for instance, and let's say the client chooses to hire them over you. You can't just be very negative about it. You can't just sit there and sulk. And you have to be positive, and you have to remind yourself that there's a reason your business is the best, and there is a reason you're going to get out there and somebody else is going to hire you. You have to be very flexible with things. You're not always going to get what the client wants something different. Unless you can't always get what you want. You have to work with the clients, right? So at some point you have to come at you have to meet halfway, right? You have to basically agree with some of their things and add on some of your things, and then form a solution with that. Other than that, you have to be a problem solver during the job itself. I mean, an employee might get injured, for instance, or you might lose something, or you might have forgotten some equipment or whatever. So you have to think on the spot. You have to manage time effectively in order to make sure that all demands are being met of the client as well, right? I think that's mostly it, though. I think it's a lot of, again, I'm going to touch on, it's a lot of time management. And obviously, you also have to make sure that the people who are doing the job are very well aware of what they're doing. Because if they don't have any idea of what they're doing, it's pretty much, in my field, it's pretty much like you're useless if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Right.
Because it's a lot about sound. It's a lot about lighting and designing and everything like that. So, and if you don't know how to use certain equipment, then there's no point.
Yeah, right. And did you find any useless terms from that list, which you don't need to be an entrepreneur?
So, are you saying the things you don't want to use?
Yeah. Which of them are useless for you?
That's a hard one. Wait, give me just 1 second. I have to look at the list again. Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Two of the things that you really have to focus on is you cannot be aggressive. In a field like, let's say, management business, it's good to be aggressive. It's good to be aggressive in the sense where you have to sort of stand up for something. You have to be very stern about something. In a field like this, a lot of patience is needed. You're not always going to get what's coming your way. A lot of patience is needed in order to actually say what the client has to say, and you have to. A lot of the times, what happens is the clients don't get back to us in time. Let's say we have an event. Let's say the client contacts us a month prior to the event, right?
Right.
What happens is we give them back a quote to fill out, and we're not. Your business in that way. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep innovating.
Right.
That's all about it is about a business, especially somewhere that falls within this entertainment industry. Improving every time, because somehow, somewhere, it's gonna come out that's gonna provide a better service than you and better quality than you, right? So that's only gonna happen when you switch, when you expand the business more. So my company and I, we're expanding our business to Ottawa now. So we're in 2 cities now. So in Ottawa at the moment, we're decently well. I mean, now our next goal is to make sure that we're like almost the best in Ottawa. At that point, once the company increases to a bigger thing in Ottawa, the goal is to hire more employees. Obviously, that means there's more demand for it. We already own like at least $80,000 worth of equipment for our business. So, just for 2 people only. That's the thing. When we hire people to do our events and whatnot, we hire them on a contract basis. Event.
Okay.
Right? So we don't hire official employees. Only my friend and I are official employees. So after we pay them off, after we pay everything, that's when we get, which is okay. You don't start a business. That's how business works. But once we've expanded like, the max, I mean, especially in Ottawa, and the goal is to hire more employees, and then from Ottawa to Toronto and surrounding areas. But it works. It happens bit by bit. It takes time. It's already been 2 years in the business, and we've been doing pretty well. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff to work on in terms of expanding the business and in terms of rebrand helps. Obviously, once a brand sometimes gets old, sometimes a brand needs a revive. So sometimes a brand needs a rebrand. Sorry. That's where I think what we're gonna do once we fully take over Ottawa, and then eventually Toronto, and then God knows where else. Probably Canada. Like, we'll see. But I would say the competitive environment is the biggest environment that affects us.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hello. Because he needs to see him too, right?
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
So, oh my God.
Okay. Pretend there is an answer there. Okay.